Well, probably the most amazing part of reading this book was how God seemed to orchestrate the events in an amazing way. Some people would call them coincidences, but Dr. Seth was convinced that this was God's doing. For example, Dr. Seth didn't want to leave Melissa's side, even though he had a convention that he thought he should probably attend, because Melissa had a fever that was putting her life in danger. He made a bet with her, almost jokingly, that if her fever came down on the day of the trip, that he'd go, knowing that it was impossible that it would happen. But unbelievably, on that morning, he woke up and her temperature was normal. Later on, he went and tested it again that morning to see if it was a false reading, but it was gone. Her temperature was normal. A few days earlier, Dr. Seth had gone to book his flight for this convention and found that the tickets were unbelievably cheap, cheaper than he'd ever seen them before or after. And then on the Saturday morning of the convention, he was supposed to sleep in, but when his phone buzzed to wake him up, he saw the seminar schedule on his phone, totally by mistake. And to his surprise, the first lecture of the day was Advancements in Amputations and Prosthetics. Surely no coincidence. And then one after the next, things started to fall into place in ways that didn't normally happen, including Melissa's medical insurance paying 100% for the prosthetic arm, completely unheard of. Time after time, this seemed to be a God story. Dr. Seth said this at the end of the book: if you walk on water, everyone agrees that's a miracle. It's in plain sight. Yet other miracles aren't so immediate or visual or dramatic, because they come in a lengthy sequence, a series of dominoes falling one by one until something amazing results. If one or two dominoes fall, it could be a coincidence. When a long line of them falls, I choose to believe someone set up the dominoes. That's a scientific deduction, by the way. He says, the more the story played out, the more I felt the gust of a strong wind at our backs, carrying us on toward the hope we'd longed for. Wind isn't something you can see, but you just feel it, and you can see its results. That's what happened here. Then he says this: maybe the central message of this book touches on you, your life, your story. Could it be that there are higher purposes for your life? Could God have you in mind as well? Because believe me, amputees are a great cause, but they're not the only cause. There are other kinds of people who need a ray of hope, and there are countless ordinary people just like you who could do something about that. And so ask yourself today, is God moving in my life and I'm just not seeing it? Is God doing a miracle in dominoes and I'm just not seeing it because they're happening one by one? I believe that if you're alive, God has called you to do something meaningful with your life. Dr. Seth and Melissa were on this God-ordained journey. You're also on a God-ordained journey. I believe it with all my heart, friends. Each one of us is. And so will you look around and see God's hand in your life and do all you can to make a difference like Dr. Seth did? God is the God of miracles. And even if it's not walking on water, friends, He's doing something great in your life if you, like Dr. Seth, will choose to see it.